Striketober in full swing. Workers have a lot of power these days, and they're starting to use it. Picket lines on the verge of becoming much longer as Hollywood braces for a shutdown. The union representing 60,000 film and TV workers threatening to go on strike starting first thing Monday. If they don't reach a deal by then with studios, production on most television shows and films will come to a grinding halt. The looming strike after months of failed negotiations. The union wants more money and better working conditions for its members.
This furious demand for product and, this insatiable consumer appetite, and it's at a pace that is unsustainable, and it's being carried around on the backs of the workers.
And if the union strikes, its members would be among the nearly 100,000 American workers either striking now or preparing to. But Hollywood's movement would be among the most visible. While the union members work behind the scenes, they're backed by some big names in front of the camera. Samuel L. Jackson throwing his support behind the group, posting on Instagram, "Lines in the sand, IA solidarity." Other stars, including Jane Fonda, Mindy Kaling, Kerry Washington, all public with their backing. Variety reports networks and streaming services are scrambling to line up other programming for a world where everything shuts down. The plan right now, fill the schedules with reruns and shows from other markets. Matthew Bellany now, founding partner of Puck News and a former editor at The Hollywood Reporter. Matt, we're seeing these strikes play out all across the country. More money, better treatment.
Absolutely, and Hollywood is no different. I mean, keep in mind, this is not the stars, this is not even the writers or directors. These are the so-called below-the-line people, the rank-and-file, editors and gaffers and sound people who really bring these shows and movies to life, but don't get a lot of attention, and they are absolutely fed up.
Say they strike on Monday. Practically speaking, what happens?
Well, the industry shuts down because it's not just this guild. The other guilds will likely fall in line. The writers are not going to cross the picket line. The actors are not going to cross the picket line. So for all intents and purposes, it will shut Hollywood down. And that's tens of thousands of jobs, hundreds of millions of dollars potentially at stake here, and a delay in movies and television, which will ultimately reach the consumer.
The workers are saying we've been waiting a long time for leverage, and finally we have it. But are they right, or can the studios and the networks afford to drag this out? Maybe go shoot stuff in Canada or somewhere?
Well, I think they are right to a certain extent, because we are seeing a moment in this country where the balance of power is shifting a little bit towards the workers. There aren't enough people in a lot of these cases to fill the jobs. They absolutely need these people. And we're at a time, the so-called streaming wars, where Netflix and everything else is providing this insatiable demand for new content on all these new platforms. So there's a lot of opportunity there, but there's also a lot of demand for these workers. So if they go on strike, it's going to be a huge problem.
You mentioned Netflix. It looks like Netflix might be the least affected.
They are one of them, but they are leading the market here. They have been one of the biggest buyers of content, and everybody else is trying to catch up to Netflix. So what they do, everyone tries to catch up with. And this is essentially creating this demand that's trickling throughout the rest of the industry.
Matt Bellany, Puck News.